Today, we're gonna be throwing some bombs. Don't notice the fumble of that handle there. Now, one of my favorite videos that I most recently filmed was with the new Latitude 64 Royal Box, which had two prototypes in it. I filmed that video with those 5 discs, and then I filmed a Banana Frost video with the Brave versus a couple other fairways, but I wanted to give the Strive another go. It's kind of funny. Someone in the comments of that video pointed out that Strive could just stand for straight Rive, because this is apparently a slightly flippier 13 speed, still an advanced level disc. So today we're gonna be putting it up against 2 other of some of my favorite bomber discs. One is the Innova Shryke, and the other is the Infinite Discs iBlend Pharaoh. Now this Pharaoh, I've had in my bag a little bit. I know it bombs, I know it's pretty flippy, so I'm guessing that this will be a little bit more beat in than these two. But we're gonna be playing a 9-hole track that I kind of designed around a lot of holes here at Upper Badlands Disc Golf Course. I did bring a rangefinder to actually see like what the distances will be on the holes that we'll be playing, but these guys should be bombers today. But start out with a little trick shot. Too overstable for me, couldn't get it there. We're gonna be testing out a couple different putters today. We have the P2, D-Line P2, we have the Flex 1 Rainmaker, we have a Electron, probably just medium, Proxy, and the RPM Takapu Taiva Lattice. We're gonna be putting interchangeably because I'm just trying to figure out putting with more overstable discs. Proxy, not quite as overstable as the rest of these, but surprisingly warming up, I was really liking the Rainmaker. Really liking the Rainmaker. I did try to get these all in relatively similar plastics. This is the Royal Plastic from Latitude. Nothing quite feels like the Royal Plastic. It's kind of almost in a league of its own. This is the iBlend plastic. It might be better to have like a swirly S blend from Infinite, but this is their proprietary blend. I think it's a mix of Star and Pro, and this is just a Star Shryke. The numbers on this, they call 13.6 -22. This one 13.6 -12, but probably flies maybe even flippier than the Shryke. And then this one doesn't have numbers yet, but I called it 13.6 -12 when I reviewed it. I might give it -1.5, and we'll see today. Because the winner here is actually gonna be going in my bag. I had the DD in my bag, in my off-season bag, and just didn't like the feel of it. So one of these kind of flippier 13 speeds is gonna be going in that understable fast driver slot for me for at least a month of the off-season. But our first hole, we're gonna be playing kind of a tweener. It's down there to that basket. We can call it a par 4. We'll actually range the distance. We're going from this tee pad right up here next to me. 545, so probably close to 550, but it is pretty downhill. We'll call it a par 4 because eagles are more fun to try to get them birdies. Even though like pro tour wise, it'd probably end up being a par 3. Honestly, didn't actually realize that we could see it off the tee here. But we're gonna be teeing off from the side of this tee pad just because this tee pad is really bad. A left to right coming up this hill. The wind kind of tends to flow up hills here. I don't know why. Odd man out goes first. Let's drive. So I think we're gonna want to put this on touching nose down flat to Anheuser out to the left. Oh, wow. So I definitely threw that on hyzer and threw it flat. Body just corrected, I guess. I don't like throwing flippy discs into headwinds, not on hyzer, but we got most of the way down there. Pharaoh next. I think it's gonna be a little flippier. Oh, sit down. I don't think we're gonna play like surrounded by water OB basically at this whole course. Any like rivers or whatever, we'll just kind of play. That got down there, and on that hyzer it flipped and rode, but it had the stability to get back even going down the hill into the headwind. So Shryke, let's try to correct a little, actually put a little ante on it, because if we miss up on the hill, it has a chance to filter down. Much better. Oh, I don't think it was like close to an ace, but it looked like it flash changed from where I was standing. We're throwing bombs today. These things go so freaking far. The Strive, off rip, feels like the most stable. We'll have to kind of see over the next couple holes. That kind of makes me feel a little bit better because I called it 13.6 -12. And sometimes with flight numbers for me, if you call something 13.5 -12, you're like, oh, it's gonna be pretty stable. If you call it 13.6 -12, for some reason adding the 6 in the glide makes me think that's gonna be a little flippier. I don't know why, maybe it's just because the mid-flight holds over more, but we'll see if I kind of amend my decision on the flight numbers here. I really just wanted to get a chance to throw these because sometimes I try to throw too stable discs, and especially as I've been throwing more hyzer, I need to kind of take advantage of shot shaping. And so it's gonna be a little bit of practice for that too. I'm sneaking my practice into these videos, suckers. The Pharaoh's in the back there. I'm not good to throw a leaf colored disc. I'll just put these guys out real fast and then we'll find it. No eagle. Whoa! I just spent literally like 35 minutes looking because this thing is so leaf colored, and I like went up and back down and looked for it, where it was. I had to like move logs out of the way. Finally found it. Where is it? Shoot. Oh no. Where'd it go? Oh no, this is why you take it out. But I wanted to show you how crazy it was camouflaged. I know it's right around here. Oh no. It looks just like the leaves. I'm kind of excited that the wind picked up slightly. Like, it feels like there's gusts up to 15 to 20, and it's consistently around 5 to 10. So we should get to see kind of how these act in the wind, because I don't think that you should not reach for understable discs just because it's windy. There are obviously certain wind conditions that it's going to be way harder to throw them in, but I think there's definitely a lot of touch that can be learned by just throwing them in any wind conditions and deciding for yourself which ones you don't like throwing them in and which ones you do, instead of just like listening to someone say, oh, don't throw a flippy disc into a headwind. It's like, what if it's 7 miles an hour and you like the way that your disc holds over on the turn? Hole 2 is up this hill, so we're gonna get to see why understable discs are great when you're going uphill, because you can throw them flat to anhyzer and they'll kind of just hold over, and they will turn a little bit. We do have a tailwind, so we're gonna have to actually put them on some Annie. It's 330 feet, playing uphill 23. With this tailwind, we're definitely going to want to put some flex on these and just let the glide and under stability hold them to the right. Strive has the box. Get out of it. Oh wow, that just held over right. So it's a tail with the right to left since it's pushing up the hill. So as you show that anhyzer angle, this is something I didn't even think about. Whenever the flight plate is like spinning into the wind this way, the wind is going over it, and so it's gonna hold it on that angle a little longer. So these kind of crosswind shots on turnovers are really touchy because you don't want it to kind of turn and burn, but if you throw it flat or even slight hyzer expecting it'll turn, the wind's gonna push the flight plate and it's not gonna let it. That's nice. I really like how flippy that thing is. Oh wow, it's a little long. So Shryke, I think kind of flat. Oh, that was hyzer. Keep turning. It's gonna have the same exact thing that happened to the Pharaoh. We got the Pharaoh and the Shryke just past it. Pharaoh's a little farther. I really love being good at circle 2 putting. I used to be at one point in my life. That's definitely a skill that I want to get back, because there's just something about knocking down circle 2 putts that just is so satisfying. Oh, there we go. Shryke's winning. I filmed that groove video yesterday and threw with it, and I was like, holy crap, this thing goes so far. I kind of think it might be the farthest flying out of all these, but I think the Pharaoh, the bottom is the Shryke, and the top is the Destroyer, which might make it a little less glidey. Who knows? This next hole, we're gonna get to let loose. So we're gonna wait on the guy who's playing the next hole, because we're combining these two for this layout. Didn't really range our basket. I'll range what's right next to it. Okay, so I'm getting 570 to the trees that are right out in front of us. And the basket's probably another 120 feet tucked down. We do have a pretty big tailwind here, so we're gonna get some ride. I think when we play this in the 303, it's like a 700-ish foot hole. And what I'm gonna do to make this hole a little bit more difficult, we're gonna say Mando of that like left shrub. So I was gonna say Mando of that tree that I ranged to, the one far out there, but I think that kind of eliminates the eagle play as much. But this way you have to go to the right side, so you can lay up, or you can really try to go big, but if you throw it a little too nose up, you can risk missing the Mando. All right, I'm glad I walked out that way, because you can also feel it kind of blowing up the hill. So if you turn this, it's going to those houses. Maybe if you aim kind of straight down the hill and throw it flat, it'll get some turn. I think that's the play. Man, that thing goes far. That might be a look for the eagle there. That's a big shot. Holy cow. This one's gonna freaking bomb. So we're making the Mandos. Wow, I thought that flipped a little bit more. Now the Pharaoh, I think that it will flip on that hyzer. Those ones I should have thrown the flat, like I was saying. There we go. Definitely flippier. Wow, way flippier. Oh God. Oh God. Well, I think it's like 550, so that's fun, but I probably need a not so beat in Pharaoh. We'll still be able to get up and down for the birdie, but eagle's definitely out of question with that guy. This thing goes so far. That's the tree that I ranged to 490 from the tee pad. Granted, this is definitely downhill and wind assisted. I'm 138 from the tree. I don't think that one's 620 feet, but it might have. Yeah, I'm ranging to the grass that's beyond the tee bed at 670. Yeah, I think this one's 600 feet. Holy crap. Money, dude, money. Tailwinds and flippy discs are fun. 600 feet. The Strive, I do see it. It's about 70 short. The Shryke and the Strive, I think, are pretty similar. The Strive might be a little bit more overstable out of the box. I can't wait for there to be a Halo Strive. I hope someone gets a cool tour series with the Halo Strive. Oh yeah, it's down here. Okay, so this This position is where we play the 303 Open as a par 4. So I would have parked it if we played that. I didn't have even close to that distance, even in the tailwind when I played that tournament in May for the Eagle. Ooh, not a bad bid. Proxy. Oh, dang. If it hit something and it looked like it was close to the line, it means it was going in. That's the YouTube rule, baby. Those are some tap-in birdies. And this is for Eagle. Oh, big drop. That's disappointing. Okay, next up, we got one of my favorite holes here, a water carry to not the basket that you'll think it is, but to an even farther one. All right, this is a kind of scary little shot here. We're not going to the basket that's right there, which we typically play to. We're actually going to the one that's over that little house. So, got a tailwind left to right again. So it's gonna be a little touchy, especially with the Faro. I'm getting 450 on the dot. Short basket is 397. Just a little more difficult of a shot. It's more technical because you almost need to throw a hyzer or something that finishes on hyzer. And with this left to right wind, it's gonna be really tough. I really like this hole, really pretty. We're switching up a lot of these baskets just to make the course play a little bit longer for some distance driver shots to just get some more practice in. I talked about that a little bit in my time-lapse video when I first kind of designed this layout. I'm excited to kind of keep with that left to right. We're gonna put it on some hyzer. Just hope it doesn't flip too hard. Get over it. Oh, that was painful. It was a little low. Let's drive next. Get a little higher. I like that it kind of stayed on hyzer the whole way. Much better shot. Ooh, parked it. I really just want to put it on full hyzer, but I think I'm gonna have to play it way inside and let it drift and just hope that the wind doesn't take it too hard. Find out more. That's fine. Okay, that's good. Good to know that I can keep it on hyzer if I throw it on 60 degrees of hyzer. Shryke is gonna have a pretty difficult up and down there. I'm so stoked on my 20-foot shot with the Strive. And then the Faro, it's gonna have a long kind of outside circle 2 look at the birdie. Also, all you forehanders, don't worry. There are a couple forehand holes that I designed here as well. RIP to the lost soldiers out there. All right, that guy just tapped out on that hole up there. I forgot that the basket we're playing to is his next one, so we're gonna come move fast, and you'll stay there. Shryke over the top. I don't know how to throw a tomahawk. Long Faro bid. In the tailwind? Oh, too droppy. Oh, come on, dude. Russian, and the tailwind smacked it down. I think if we take our time a little bit, we're gonna go ahead and call the Shryke and the Faro pars, and we're gonna give the Strive the birdie there, just to be fair, since no one's literally ever putted better when they're out of breath from running around because they're playing safari holes. All right, we're gonna end up skipping 2 holes, play a round 7. This one we're playing to the opposite basket, the one that's straight down there. It's 428, but pretty downhill. The Strive does have the box. We do have a pretty strong right to left, but we're gonna give these ones the forehand. Just try to keep it on hyzer and resist it from flipping up. The glide should help take it down the hill, even though it's 430 all the way down there. Maybe not if you throw it like a baby. Resist the wind, skip forward. Oh, no skip. Faro, I'm a little afraid of. Don't, yes. Oh. That's OB long. And just for fun, we'll throw the Rainmaker. Money, dude. Now, to be honest, the Strive, I really feel like it's very similar to like a Latitude Shryke. Those two, I thought they'd be flying a little bit differently because I thought the Strive would be a little bit more stable. I guess I thought maybe the Shryke would be a little more understable, but I think Latitude just made a Shryke, and it's probably better than their Bolt, in my opinion. I haven't thrown the Bolt, but what I've heard is it's so flippy. So to have something that's a little bit more advanced to pro flippy that's still really fast, because I think a difference between like flippy 11 speed, like the DD that I had, and the flippy 13 speed is the DD will kind of always hold over. Like it doesn't want to get back right when it gets on edge. But these ones, even into crosswinds, even into whatever, once they slow down, they're so fast that they're just gonna start burning into the ground. So I definitely think that this was like kind of a hole in their lineup, and I'm glad that they're filling it, because I think the Strive is a really solid mold. You get an Orbit one, which is a little more overstable. That thing is gonna be money. It already goes so far. Just imagine when you have a little more of a stability that you can really rip into it, put a touch of ante on it and just let it glide for days. That's why not. That wasn't even Takabu's fault. That's just me not getting on my back leg at all. Maybe I'm just bad. At this point, I think the Strive and the Shryke are tied. The Pharaoh's losing. Wind! Whew. Let's go. Finally, baby, come on. I do that every single freaking time. And I finally get to leave one in the video. Honestly, too, that Pharaoh, the Pharaohs that I've thrown, because I threw them a little bit at the beginning of the season, are typically a little lighter weight, whereas those are more max weight. I've had some max weight Pharaohs that I think fly just like that, even in the I-blend when they're new. So frankly, all these discs, pretty interchangeable, to be completely honest with you. So this was a little scary. We're not going to the basket that we played from the other water carry. We're going to the one that we flew over, 462 down the hill. So we do have the right to left. And I'm honestly wondering if I should forehand these, just because I think if I throw them backhand, I could use them a little long. I could try to hyzer, but the forehand, if it doesn't get too skippy, I don't think we'll lose anything. So since the Shryke got that sick skip, we'll go ahead and give these a nice flat forehand out wide. Just let it ride and do its thing. That's not bad. That almost got all the distance. I think it was a little too nose up. Strive next. Yeah, a little more touch of flex on that one. If it swings back all the way, we're good. I think it's a little short though. Yeah, so that was at the other basket, which is about 100 short. Oh, why is it not flipping more? Oh no, hit the house, please. Oh no, no. I didn't see a splash. Does this go far on a forehand though? I think getting the forehand to be consistently 425 to 450 will probably be a next off-season kind of move. Always trying to develop the game, but this off-season is so heavily focused on the backhand that if I get some more juice on the forehand, that'll just be a plus. Probably just come from working out and a little bit of skill work. And so these type of discs might be my more consistent forehand discs. Something that's a little faster, so it's a little more torque resistant, and I don't have enough strength to really roll it over. Like I kind of threw that on an anhyzer into a right to left wind with the Strive, and granted I didn't throw it quite as hard as I could have, but it wasn't even close to rolling. So something like this is probably gonna end up being my big distance forehand for the season. So it's good to practice. And I think next hole we'll get some good practice too, because it's straight into a headwind. Scary little right to left. The basket is literally right here. So just barely past it. I think we're gonna go proxy. Might be a little glidey, but it's a little more understable. Just a soft bid. Oh, sit. Got some looks from the other guys, maybe. I think the Pharaoh might be OB, honestly. Did this Shryke and this Pharaoh just go so far so easily? It's literally like a cheat code. All right. I thought I made it. Oh man, right down there. That's disappointing. Yikes. I think it's gonna end the reign of the Pharaoh. Wow, that's crazy. We're just gonna take it from here. We can't actually make this for the par. If we make this for the par, everything can par it. Nah. All right, left side. All comes down to the last hole. When I bought this yesterday, this Shryke, I did not realize how in love I was gonna be with it. It is so good. I also don't quite realize how far that Pharaoh goes. Like full hyzer, just juiced into a crosswind into the water. This hole we're teeing off from right up here where this staircase is, going to hole one's basket, the last hole. 689. So not quite as far as you'd think. To the short basket, which is just off to the left, tucked away, it's 440. So I think we're actually gonna play it as a par 3. I think that makes it a little more interesting. It's 440 in there. We're playing into a head, left to right. Put it on hyzer, make it finish, because there's OB beyond the sidewalk. I call sidewalk is in. I like the par 4 when I got the full bag, but just drivers are gonna play the par. Get up. A little short. Not bad though. I like that line. Man, these discs are so good. If this parks it, this is going to my off-season bag. Oh, I hit my chest. No. It's gonna be in bounds, but We'll have to have a tiebreaker on the way back to the van, which is gonna be typical hole 18, unless we can make a putt. Kind of funny, the farther I've thrown, maybe it's just because I've gotten spinnier, the more I have liked these slightly understable discs, because I feel like the distance comes easy, and it's like so far. Not great at these little circle 3 guys. Shryke makes this, it's going in the bag, and I'm honestly pretty okay with that. I mean, I'm not a big Innova fanboy at all, but this Shryke and I have really gotten along since I bought it. Snuck her in there, let's go. Thanks for watching. Hopefully we can snag that Faro. If you want to check out another recent disc review, the time-lapse review I did here with a buddy Josh, check it out right up there. It's kind of when I designed this, a couple more interesting, difficult holes as well. I'm excited to kind of finalize an 18-hole layout here because this place is a lot of fun. There's a lot of cool potential. And here we have the winner, the Shryke. Surprisingly, really love this drive, but I really just feel like these two are very similar. The Shryke is a little more dome than shoulder. This has shoulder. Shoulders are the same, but the dome is a little bit more on the Shryke. But very similar feeling and flying discs. If anything, this drive is a little more comfortable in the hand. But for some reason, I'm just throwing the Shryke a little bit better. And that's that. See you guys in the next one. Peace.